Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Officer Tatum show. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Megyn Kelly, I got to bring you up today. Elijah Schaefer, that's what you get. I hope they sue your socks off. Stephen A. Smith has something to say. Ian, whatever his name is, I forget his last name. He wanted to debate me. You wanted a platform. Now you're going to get it. Welcome to the Officer Tatum show.
If you don't believe that we are in a fight today, you're sleeping under a rock. If you get hit and you lay down and you cry and you fold up in the corner, definitely you will not win the fight. We show up to win. Our culture needs a lot of you young people in here to step up and stand out. There is nothing or no principality, power, division, devil can stop us when we're united. They can only get you when you're divided. When I see the American flag, I see us progressing to something that can be awesome and great. And if you don't plan on winning then, you might as well go on today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Like all of my videos. My Spin Your channel is going viral. Literally, my Spin Your channel got more views than this doggone channel. What's going on YouTube? So if you got some Hispanic family members that speak Spanish or they prefer to listen to things in Spanish, I have a channel that I'm speaking in Spanish on. All right, so make sure you follow me on there, my Substack, all of that. The link's in the description section. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start this with an appeal. And that is an appeal to reality and facts. Can I just say this real quick? Can you guys wake up? Not the people that listen to me, I'm talking about somebody on somebody else's podcast. Can you wake up and realize who's fraudulent, who's telling the truth? Can you wake up and realize that nobody loved Charlie Kirk more than Erica Kirk? Can we come on. What are we doing? Why do I see so many videos where people are acting as if Erica Kirk would be okay with a person killing her husband and getting away with it? You telling me Erica Kirk is looking in the face of them babies every day and saying, I don't care if they find the killer or not. I'm just going to accept whatever narrative it is. I don't care. You know, so-and-so really cared more than I do. Y'all out here saying that internet people, social media influencers, are trying to get to the bottom of his death and his wife ain't. Can we put this to rest, ladies and gentlemen? Can we put it to rest? Erica Kirk said that she believed they have a great team in Kesh Patel and the FBI. She believed that Tyler Robinson killed her husband. And at his memorial service, she said she forgive him. Can you shut the front door about all these conspiracies around Charlie Kirk's death? She said it out of her own mouth. If you don't know anything about investigations, the FBI will disclose their findings to the spouse, to the next of kin. She knows what evidence they have and what they don't have. Can you shut up until the trial? Let me say this again else. If you want to evaluate who is being reasonable in this, who's not being reasonable, who's acting in good faith and who's not acting in good faith. If you fix your mouth to say that you cared about Charlie Kirk at all, I don't care if you claim you were his best friend or you claim that you liked him from watching him on social media, you went to a debate or whatever. If you make the claim that you actually care about Charlie Kirk, there's a truth and a lie to it. You either care or you really don't. If you say you care, this is how you know somebody really don't care. Why would you hurt people he loved? Do you not think that Charlie loved Mikey McCoy? His what they call deputy director or whatever you call him, chief of staff, his right-hand man. He went everywhere with Mikey. I never saw Charlie without Mikey for like the last 6 years. If Charlie was alive, do you think he'll be okay with somebody getting Mikey death threats? What world are we living in, bruh? You think that Charlie Kirk would want you to be bashing Turning Point USA? To be criticizing Turning Point USA to the point in which they become illegitimate? Do you think Charlie Kirk, if he was still alive, would be okay with somebody saying they're going to destroy Turning Point USA or they're effing Turning Point USA? You think Charlie would be okay with that? If you claim you love Charlie, you would not hurt the people he loved. You would not hurt them. And if you claim to love Charlie, your loyalty will be in the area that he was loyal to. But people out here just looking for money and fame, and there will become a day Well, when the truth come out and the facts come out, people are going to be embarrassed. Now, if you're a narcissist, you're probably not going to be embarrassed. And if you got a cult following where people are too stupid to look into the stuff for themselves and they believe everything you say, then they going to make an excuse. When it comes out, when the geo-tracking comes out, when the bullet forensic evidence comes out, when cross-examination is happening in the court of law, when experts come out to prove forensics, when experts come out and probably say that Tyler Robinson was indoctrinated by the little transgender dude. When the confession come out, when the parents take the stand, direct and cross-examine, when all of that come out, a lot of people are going to have an egg on their face. And just remember who told you first. Speaking of the nonsensical things that are going on, Megyn Kelly, come on in. I like Megyn Kelly. I have always liked Megyn Kelly. Not always. When she was working on Fox, I couldn't stand her. When she was doing that debate with Donald Trump, I wanted her to go away. But when she left the mainstream, I like her podcast. I listen to it all the time. I think she have a lot of insightful things to say. But for whatever reason, Megyn Kelly is making a decision to side on foolery on some of these topics. I mean, absolutely foolery. I don't know why these people have a vested interest in recreating Charlie Kirk's belief systems. They're obsessed with he can't speak for himself. Can y'all let his wife talk for him? If Erica wanted the world to know that Charlie was abandoning Israel or something, I think his wife has the right to say it and prove it. Everybody else that's talking is speculating. And if Erica's not speculating, why are y'all speculating? And it's not that he changed his beliefs on anything other than Israel. Why are y'all so obsessed with Israel? People like me wouldn't even be talking about Israel if it wasn't for people lying and being weird about Israel every day. So Megyn Kelly has decided on this topic to take the side of the people that have momentum right now. She will not criticize Tucker Carlson for the asinine things that he's done. She should be all over him with that stupid interview and all the other interviews that he's done. You can like a person and call them out. I like Megyn Kelly, but I gotta say something about this. And siding, she refused to say anything about others. There's a difference between not want to name people and call them out, because really it's not about the person, it's about what they're doing. It's a difference between not want to name a person but calling out the garbage that you see versus you don't want to name them and you don't want to call out the garbage. Y'all remember when Netanyahu, that letter that Charlie wrote to Netanyahu came out and people had been lying about the context of it? Megyn Kelly didn't say nothing about that. I didn't see on her show she said nothing about it. It's interesting. No, it's not just interesting. People completely lied about the whole thing. All right, let's get to the Megyn Kelly show. So Megyn Kelly goes on to insinuate, in my personal opinion, of this new conversion story of Charlie Kirk and how he was backstage as if he was telling Tucker Carlson, go for it, bro. Bash Israel in front of this whole audience. I'm going to let it play, let her statement come out, and then we're going to talk about Tucker, too, on this a little bit, because either Tucker lied or he's talking about a whole different conversation that him and Charlie had. Let's start with the Megyn Kelly clip. Let's roll the first clip.
Charlie, he was important. He was hugely important to the conservative movement, but he didn't do it by discouraging debate or trying to tell one faction they couldn't or shouldn't say something, or not saber rattling on something that was like a sacred cow of the administration's. He didn't always do it, but he wanted those discussions to happen. I don't think Charlie would be upset about the debate that's generally happening between, say, Tucker and Ben Shapiro right now in Israel. He would not like how nasty it's getting. You know, he definitely would not support calls to have Tucker, people to stop watching Tucker. Ben's not asking for him to be deplatformed, but clearly he wants him cut out of polite conservative movement circles. He would not be in favor of that. He knew what Tucker was saying, including about Israel, and continued to invite him to Turning Point events. And so I just wanted to tell this story because I think people are misunderstanding.
I'll let her finish. Give me 20 seconds. she conveniently left out Nick Fuentes. Why, Megyn? Why? Now, I'm not telling you how you run your show, but why did you leave out Nick Fuentes? You say Charlie was open for – no, he wasn't. He wasn't always open for anybody to have a conversation with anybody. Charlie didn't debate just anybody, and he did not debate Nick Fuentes, and he said Nick Fuentes was vermin, that he refused to debate Nick Fuentes. He said it to – I heard him say it. He said it on the stage in front of the world, and he never debated Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes went on for years complaining that Charlie wouldn't debate him. He got mad at Dinesh D'Souza for debating Nick Fuentes. Megyn, why are you saying this? I don't get it. Finish the clip.
Charlie was all for really robust discussions of very tough issues, including Israel and beyond. It's just he wouldn't necessarily lead them because he did have donors, and he also was very close with the administration.
Okay, let's go to the next clip. This is her explaining Tucker
got criticized by the pro-Israel crowd for his remarks at the Turning Point event. Charlie also had threats from donors thereafter saying, if you don't get rid of Tucker Carlson, like, we're done. And he had received some threats about that even before Tucker's appearance. And he said, well, I'm bringing him anyway. And that's all been documented. This is kind of water under the bridge. But
which I think that it's fair to say that I do not think that was the right decision for Charlie to do. But Charlie is loyal and he don't want to get bullied. So if you're going to bully him, you're going to make him do something, whether it's right or wrong. I don't think it makes sense in the context of Turning Point for Charlie to defy the people who have supported to get this fool on the stage. Like, if we're talking about somebody else maybe, but he on the stage being stupid. So I just disagree with that. That don't mean I didn't like Charlie, whatever. I love Charlie. But I disagree with that aspect of it. I think he should have just left Tucker out. But I do understand the loyalty aspect of it. I understand that point. I'm not missed on that point. Roll it.
I'm showing it to you for a different purpose. Tucker on that broadcast said the following about his backstage conversations with Charlie before he went out there.
Hold on. Now I want y'all, hold on, let it get to him real quick.
Before that.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this. This is very important to acknowledge. Either Tucker completely lied about this, or Megyn Kelly and Tucker in this clip that she played is unrelated. One of the two happened. Because what Tucker is getting ready to describe is nothing near what Megyn Kelly is showing in this clip. I don't know why she's trying to put this together. She could just talk about something else. Why are you trying to put this together? It actually looks like Tucker brushed Charlie off. It looked like he was like, yeah, all right, I'm talking to somebody else. All right, whatever. Go for it, Max. Wait till I show you. Wait till I show you guys. Roll this clip.
At speech that I gave in July, we had a conversation about this backstage right before I went on.
Right before you
And I
went
was fulminating and getting all red in the face like I often do to my shame. And I was mad thinking about this and thinking about the effort by the neocons in the United States to draw us in to another forever war with Iran. Not a defense of Iran, of course. It's merely an acknowledgement that we've done this before.
Pause. But just admit you were wrong, you idiot. You and all these other fools fear-mongered us and said, we're going to get in an Iran war. Trump said he wasn't going to do it. You fake MAGA people who supported Trump, and then you turn your back on Trump because it has something to do with Israel. They turned on him because they weren't worried about the Iranian war. They know we weren't going to start a war. He killed Soleimani in cold blood and laughed at him, and Iran didn't attack us. They know better. They don't want that smoke with us. And so when Donald Trump made the strategic decision to do what he did, we know we weren't going to get in the war. I told y'all we weren't going to get in the war. He know we weren't going to get in the war. But they hate Jews in Israel so much that they are willing to turn on Trump over this that never happened. When is he going to apologize and say, I was wrong? I was completely wrong. I had no evidence that it was going to happen. I just said it anyway to fearmonger because I hate Israel. Roll the clip.
Happened in Iraq, which we entered into at the behest of those same foreign policy strategists and
Trump
and it
wasn't
didn't
in
work.
office.
And so I was going on at some length backstage with Charlie, and I said, probably not going to talk about that. I'm not going to torture you. I know your donors hate this when I say that. And also Epstein was in the news, and it was clear to me that, Epstein's probably not like a Mossad agent or something, but Epstein clearly had contact with Israeli intelligence and American intelligence and French intelligence, but the only one you're not allowed to talk about is Israeli intelligence. But it seemed true to me, and I had done some work on that. And I knew a bunch of people pretty close to that story. So I thought that. And I said that to Charlie. And I said, but I'm not going to say that because I don't want to make your donors mad. I know it's just going to be like an endless flurry of text telling you to stop or you're going to lose a bunch of funding. And he looked at me, I'll never forget it, and said, go all the way. Do it. Go all the way. I said, man, a lot of things I can talk about. I don't need to talk about that. And he said, do it. So I did it.
Now, maybe I'm retarded, but this is he said, I'm back there fuming. I'm back there turning red in the face. They had a full conversation, and then Charlie tells him, and he's never going to forget, go for it. Now, let's look at the clip that Megyn Kelly is showing, because this go full max, they must be talking about two different conversations, because this go full max backstage before he speaks is nothing like what we finna see in this video. Roll the clip.
And here's the thing, Stu. I was recently going through some old pictures to find one of me and Charlie that I knew we took at that event. And not only did I find pictures of me and Charlie, but I found a video of me, Tucker, and Charlie speaking backstage right before Tucker went out. Tucker and I were talking. Charlie came over and interrupted for just a second. And you can hear him on this tape, which I've listened to many times. It's very clear on my phone, less clear here probably as we play it. But he says to Tucker, go Max. He interrupts the conversation because he has to say to Tucker something. And what was so important to him to tell Tucker was, go Max. Here it is.
Hold on. Time out. Okay. He said, this is what, okay, look, go Max. That means that this happened before Tucker went on stage, right? Tucker was saying he was in this deep theological conversation with Charlie Kirk before he went up on stage. Right here, Megyn Kelly is saying that's her, and she's talking to Tucker. So when is this Charlie Kirk conversation happening? I'm not saying it didn't, but this don't match what he was saying. Now watch Tucker Carlson, the way he treats Charlie Kirk. He's talking to Megyn Kelly. Charlie comes up. I want you to we're going to play this video maybe twice, 3 times. First, I want you to listen to what Charlie said, the Go Max thing, right? Because you can barely hear it, but that's what he says. And then I want you to watch it again the second time, and I want you to just watch Tucker's expression with Charlie. Roll the clip. Go back, bro. It's like he didn't even, when you talk to somebody, you like when Charlie, and I got to tell y'all this, Charlie said something to me backstage very similar to this. Let's play it again. Just watch Tucker's reaction. Can you make it full screen? That picture? Because I want y'all to see this. Watch Tucker's reaction to Charlie. Is he interested or not interested is the question. Roll the clip.
Here it is.
Go Max.
It's quick. It's just happened.
Whoa. He said, go Max. You know what I saw in that video? Go back one more time. This is what I saw in that video. Full screen. They don't need to see my beautiful face. This is what I saw in that video. I saw that Charlie wanted to have it. Stop, pause here. Charlie wanted it on record that he told Tucker to go Max. If you look at it, there's a person set up clearly that's filming this interaction. when Charlie says what he says, he looked directly at the camera. And I don't know if it's because he orchestrated this, because Charlie does stuff like this. Obviously, you want to go viral. They want to have these moments. This is what they do. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think that's what this was. This was a video of Charlie saying that and him wanting it on camera, that he had a moment to tell Tucker to go max. But unfortunately, Tucker was not interested enough to give him the time of day, and he just blew. He kind of like whatever, and went back to having a conversation with Megyn Kelly. Roll the clip.
Go Max.
It's like he kind of wanted more of a conversation, didn't it? It's like he said go Max, and he kind of stood there and was like, am I going to talk to Megyn Kelly and all that? And then Tucker just turned and didn't even pay attention to him, to be honest. He kind of blew him off. Now, why do I bring this up? Because I think Megyn Kelly is insinuating something, because she has to be on this side of it. She can't be on the Ben Shapiro side, because that's not where the momentum is at. The momentum is not with me, Ben Shapiro, and other Zionists. We don't have momentum right now. People are hating us right now. But the tide will turn, trust me. But the momentum is on that side, so she needs to capitulate to that side. Charlie Kirk backstage said a similar thing to me. He came off stage. I'm setting up, because when you come off stage, they set you up with the mic and they prep you. So when he come off, they let you go on. He comes off like he always do when I see him backstage, and he says something to me. I'm like, "What's up, bro? Good to see you," or whatever. And he go, "Are you gonna talk about Israel? I mean, you're not Israel. Are you gonna talk about Epstein?" And I say, "Oh, yeah, of course." You know, I don't care what they want me to talk about. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. But he mentioned it, and I was kind of confused. I was like, I didn't think it was a big deal. But he's like, "You gonna talk about Epstein?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." He like, "Go all in, like go all in, bro. Like, cause I can't do it. Go all in." And the way, and I think none of it, obviously, until he dies, and then everybody's making this stuff up about his death. And the way I took it in the moment was that it was obviously the biggest controversy at the time was Epstein. The fact they was bullcorning around with the file. Donald Trump was being weird about it. He was doing all this old crazy stuff, blaming Republicans, saying, you ain't a Republican if you care about this stuff. And after all the administration was putting out fake binders and all kind of stuff. So people were pissed, man. I was too. That's one of the things I disagree with Trump, the way he handled the Epstein files. I disagree with him. I think he messed up in that area. That's why all this stuff is going on. But that's what I took Charlie to represent, was that I can't get out there and blast Epstein, because I got all of this. I got Trump administration, who I'm close to. I got Don Jr., all these people I'm friends with. And so I don't want to get out there and blast this topic and make Donald Trump look bad. Personally, me, I don't care. I'm not trying to make you look bad. I got to tell it like it is, because Trump don't care about telling like it is either. So neither am I. I don't care. So I get out there and say my thing or whatever. We come on stage. Hey, Tatum, you killed it. All this other stuff. So why are they trying to make it bigger than what it really was? Why is this push? Why don't she just call Erica? Why can't? Matter of fact, I might talk to Erica. I haven't been trying to say nothing to Erica about this. Her husband's dead. Like, what we need to talk about this for? She ain't mentioned it, so it must not be that important for her to mention. It wasn't important to Charlie, and it wasn't important to his wife. That's why she ain't said nothing. But there's a part of me that's like, Erica, just if you want me to say anything, I won't say nothing. If you tell me something, tell me not to tell anybody, I won't say nothing. If you need me to say something you can't say, I'll say it. I don't give a flying flip. I want to know, like, what do you think about this stuff that they're doing? Why are they characterizing Charlie as a certain way? Now, I got more evidence that I want to share with you real quick, because for them to insinuate that Charlie was like afraid of his donors to get on stage and criticize Israel, do I need to show you exhibit A, B, and C? I guess I do. Come on, pull up that clip. Clip 104. This is Charlie at the Patrick Bet-David on the Patrick Bet-David podcast. Now, you tell me, does Charlie seem like he does seem a little hesitant, but he said it anyway. Do it seem to you like he cannot speak on this or his donors are going to do nothing? He did it right here. Roll the clip.
Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews. Did somebody in the government say, stand down? That is a legitimate, non-conspiracy question. The whole country is the IDF. The whole country is. Yeah. And you're trying to tell me that they're going to concerts and kibbutzes and schools and by reports, 6 hours. Let's say it's 3 hours.
That's suspect. Go ahead, Rob.
It's also not like a right-wing reporting. This is from the New York Times. The long wait for help.
So openly, he's criticizing Israel. I knew Charlie. Now I wasn't talking to him like right before he died. So I don't really know what he was thinking about it at the time. I do know that he was with Josh Hammer and a rabbi who messaged me, and they were on a text thread with him, prepping him to defend Israel at UVU the day before he went there. So clearly he hadn't abandoned Israel. Openly criticized. I think that's a good question to ask. I think there's answers to that question. Interview people in the IDF. I interviewed a guy at Pastor Alan Jackson's church who was a colonel in the IDF, and he had made mention that he do not believe that it was a stand-down order. What happened, it was way more complicated than they thought it was, right? They put all their resources in the north because they were afraid of the invasion coming from the north, not necessarily Gaza. Then they had a special holiday, Rosh Hashanah, I think, a special holiday, and it was Shabbat. So they got their pants all the way down before this attack happened. And the colonel was saying that they came over, it was an alert went out that it was a terrorist attack, but they didn't realize the scale of it. They thought it was a couple terrorists that came over and they were combated by the police force and other people in the kibbutz. It was a fight going on. He didn't think it was that many people. They thought it was a small incursion. They didn't realize it was 7,000 terrorists. You know how crazy that is? I want y'all to put this in perspective real quick and I'll get to some more evidence. Do you know how crazy 7,000 terrorists are? A guy goes on a Virginia Tech campus with a handgun and killed 32 people. One person. We have seen active shooters and all of this. You got the guy in Vegas that killed 50 people. You got the Pulse nightclub that got killed, 50, 60 people in there. Pulse nightclub, one shooter, one club. Imagine 7,000 terrorists. America, I hope that the guy that never happens, our equipment and stuff is a little better. We don't have Rosh Hashanah and all this other stuff. So we kind of on alert, and everybody got a gun. In Israel, everybody don't have a gun. Just because they serve in the IDF, they're no longer in the IDF, and they may not be carrying a gun. And this is at the kibbutz, too. So these people don't even have a gun on them. They have guns stored in these places, and they're kind of like the liberals. They love the Palestinian people. That's why they came and killed them. They invited them to their house. They advocated for the Palestinian people, and look who they killed first. Okay. But anyway, they got overwhelmed. And the IDF guy said it was like 12 hours before they can get it under control. You put that stuff in perspective, the damage that one active shooter can do in America, imagine 7,000, we would have trouble combating that level of force. So anyway, let's go to the next two. 105. This is just Charlie Kirk also saying negative things about Israel on camera. Roll the clip.
But the fact is now Bibi and the Israeli hard-right government has a mandate. I got to be careful the way I say this. They're going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. Yep. I mean, I don't use that term lightly, okay? They're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people from there, okay? And honestly, they have a mandate to go seek justice and revenge. They do. This idea that they need to have a truce or a peace treaty, that's morally crap after you see women and children be burned alive and dragged to the streets. But there are some serious questions here, Patrick. And let me tell you, my pattern recognition over the last 5 years has become pretty sharp. COVID, Maui fires, Epstein. When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right.
All right, so openly on Patrick Bet-David, he said that. And you telling me now here's the thing I want people to understand, and then I'm gonna bring in one more clip. Charlie Kirk is very clear that he began to question the Israeli government. I know it. You should know it. Everybody around him knows it. That does not mean that he turned on Israel and his Zionist perspective of Israel's right to exist. His frustration was with the government, not the existence of Israel. People say he changed. No, he became more critical of the government. He wrote a whole letter to Benjamin Netanyahu of his criticism constructively. So there's no question that Charlie Kirk became more critical of the Israeli government. Charlie Kirk was on a podcast. I mean, he was on a stage not the other day saying that he disagreed with the government of Israel. He disagreed with the fact that they are pushing LGBTQ and all this other crazy stuff. He disagreed with that. But he will never change his belief that Israel has a right to exist as a Zionist. He said it on camera. I'm going to find the clip. Let's get the last clip in, 106. Roll it.
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the number one funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews. And now it's coming for Jews, and they're like, what on earth happened? And it's not just the colleges. It's the nonprofits, it's the movies, it's Hollywood, it's all of it. It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more, draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me.
Now look, I agree with him 1,000%. Anybody with a brainstem can criticize secular Jews and understand that every Jew ain't the same. You should criticize secular Jews. Secular Jews are just as ignorant as black folks. Black people still vote for these Democrats, ain't done nothing. Secular Jews out there voting for Mamdani. Am I going to get canceled now? Because I'm saying, no, you don't get canceled for being rational. You get canceled for lying and pushing conspiracy theories. But Charlie Kirk said it openly, didn't he? On his show, in front of the world. And you telling me on stage, he's telling Tucker, go Max. Like he can't say anything. He said it. Charlie Kirk was openly critical of Israel, the government. Come on, bro. So, all right, y'all, I got to talk about this clown. The guy's a clown. I mean, people were showing me videos of this guy named Ian. What's his name? Wendt. People been, this Ian guy, this guy, let's go to his social media. Do we got his social media pulled up? We'll go to his social media. I want y'all to see how many videos this guy Ian has made about me. Like back to back, bruh. Back to back videos. I had never heard of this guy. I didn't know who he was. People were sending me clips. When a person is not relevant enough for me to know who they are, I don't remember their name. I just see the clip and I comment on the clip that I saw. This guy literally made, go down. Did he delete them? No, how many got? He got the one in the car right there. That one. That's 1, 2. All right. Go to the other one. 3. 4, because the masks. 4. The other one, 5. God dang. Go to another one. 6. All right. That's it? It's probably more. 7. And this is round 2. So that he must got another one. So that's 7. There's another one. So that was round 2. We counted as 7. So that's 8 videos. 7 of them are back to back. And I say to myself, who is this guy? I'm on the live stream yesterday. This is why I'm finna blast him. He want attention. He want popularity. I'm gonna give it to you. We on a live stream yesterday. I'm on a live stream talking about the whole thing with Erica Kirk. I get a bots coming in my thing going, I don't say bots. I get a bunch of people coming to my thing say, debate Ian. And I'm like, I'm not thinking it's this guy. I've seen his face before, but I didn't really know his name. Debate Ian. And they put his name, Ian Wendt. Debate Ian. And I'm like, who is Ian Wendt? He pops up in the thing. Debate me. Put me in the screen. Debate me. And I'm like, how many followers you got, bro? He got 300,000 subscribers. I got 2.3 million. Like, I got 2 million more subscribers than you. Like, who stands to gain out of this? I'm punching down at somebody if I'm debating you. But enough people were in there running their mouth. I say, man, if you ain't finna, He would be calling me on my live stream. I ain't gonna say nothing. Come on, bring him in. Then before he brought him in, I remember who he was, and somebody sent me a couple of his videos. I bring the guy in. He gets raked over the coals on the interview, on the debate. He loses the debate poorly. I have the debate. I might post it so he don't say, I'll let y'all decide who won the debate. He loses the debate. He's losing the debate. My phone dies. I come back on. I try to get on his live, and everybody in my staff that was here and my wife know I was hitting accept. I closed out the app, came back in on his live, hitting accept. Everybody saw me do it. It wasn't letting them in. Which you know what probably happened, bro? Nick? You know what probably happened? He probably just never really accepted it. Because I requested it, and it was nothing there. And he like, I accepted it, bro. I accepted it. I'm like, bro, how is it not working? You just came on my live stream. I'm pushing accept, and I can see in my thing where it says request. Like, he didn't accept the request from me. But he's on his live saying, Brandon refused to debate me, whatever the case may be. We come back on my channel. He's losing the debate so bad, he goes say he got to put his kids to bed. He leaves the debate after he claimed he had to put his kids in the bed. I got so much juicy stuff. Y'all just hold on. He leave the debate, say he got to put his kids to bed. After that, he go on a rampage, going through story after story, lying, accusing me of stuff, telling me to debate him. Bruh, you know you lost a debate when you won a second debate the same night. If you won a debate and you just beat me in a debate, that's the end of it, ain't it? You embarrassed me in front of all my people. You won a debate and it's over. We're done. But no, you lost the debate, so he DM'd me. Let's debate again. Let me show you what this food. Let me show you the funniest part of this whole thing. And Nick is going to read the comments to you. He goes on a rampage. I'm going to tell y'all why you never mess with women on this stuff. My wife is out of control with this. You cannot say nothing about her husband, and she going to just discover everything you're doing. So this guy, Ian, went on his stories. He goes and he screenshots some message. He said, somebody, we should probably go to that. Is it still up? Him saying somebody no, he deleted it. He said somebody you effed over is now exposing everything you're doing. So he takes it, he scrolls the messages he had with this person. He scrolled it hyper fast, and he goes on to the next thing. I think my wife said he deleted it. He hyper scrolls. Little did he know that women will catch you. Somebody screen recorded his screen recording and slowed down the scroll to where they can see every message that's in this messaging thing that he scrolled through at like triple, quadruple speed. And we saw the name of his anonymous source at the bottom of his scroll because he forgot to blur it out. He deleted it, but it was too late. We got the name of the fake person, or she's a real person, but she got a burner account that she's sending crazy stuff to him about. Then we end up finding out who she is, and I'm going to put her name out there because she's in this man's inbox saying the craziest stuff you ever heard. Bro, I wasn't even going to make a video about this. And I read my wife's stories. I say, bruh, I got to say something.
It's insane.
All right, let's go through some of these things my wife captured. This is
his message.
His message in his private chat.
Yeah.
Telling people to do what?
Says, guys, I need every single one of you to go on Brandon Tatum's live right now and tell him to debate me. He's ignoring every single time I challenge him. I want proof that this debate has been offered multiple times and that he has refused and ignored it the entire time. Go blow his chat up like never before.
So I ain't never in my life sent no message to my audience, go blow his chat up. I want to debate. So you see here that he's begging to debate me. It's his idea, man. I'm not even thinking about this guy. His idea to debate me. All right, now let's go. And then the debate happens, he loses. Now let's go to some of the outrageous things that this little sleuth he claimed that's giving him information is saying about me. The most outrageous things I ever heard. I feel bad for him a little bit because I'm like, bro, this is your source?
Yeah.
You got a woman telling you this, bro?
It's pretty bad.
All right, let's start. Is this the first one?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the same lady, but one of the sources. I think there's just one. But
roll it.
Something I don't want to forget. The article is about Tatum's new warehouse. I don't know if I sent you everything on what I found. She found nothing, by the way. States that there's going to be 50 employees there. He's only got approximately 20 right now. I wonder if he was given money for his warehouse/store based on having, I think that says, I can't really tell what's behind there, 50 or 50 employees employed. My county, Lee County, Florida, same as, can't read that, gives funding to some businesses who employ a certain amount of people. If you do meet that amount, chargebacks.
All right, now look at this. These people are so stupid. I'm gonna debunk all this stuff. I know exactly what article they're talking about. My realtor wrote an article because he has the biggest, he worked for the biggest, he is probably the biggest broker of commercial real estate in the state of Arizona. He wrote a little fluff piece for the company. He wrote on there, he was talking, because I was a new company in the area, in the air park, and he wanted to fluff me up and say, look, this company is a growing company. The building outfits about 50 employees, so that's an expectation. We'll have about 50 employees coming to the city. So he wrote this really nice article about my new company coming to Scottsdale area. It's no kickbacks, no scams. We have over 20 employees, and I don't think all the employees don't work out of the headquarters. So no, I'm not getting no money back, and I'm getting some kickbacks with 50 employees. Like nobody does that. You know how stupid you got to be? When you go and you file your taxes and you do payroll with HR, you know exactly how many employees you got. You can't fluff that. If there's some pushback or kickbacks, you got to verify your employee number. You can't just say, I have 50 employees. Give me money. You're going to get audited and go to jail. So if there was some type of employee number that you had to meet to get some kickbacks, you have to prove through your payroll how many people are employed as payroll employees. Anyway, let's go to the next one. It's about my wife.
Yeah.
All right, what does it say?
His wife was Corinne Scraggs. Something girl, dated a lot, worked for Sunglass Hut. I'll bet if someone does a deep dive on her that should be very unchristian behavior.
Let's go do a deep dive on Brandon's wife. It should be some unchristian behavior. What kind of weird stuff are you doing? First of all, that's not my wife's maiden name, thank God. And then said my wife dated a lot. Where is that record at? You got some record of my wife dating a lot? What kind of silly? All right, I'm not gonna get into that. She worked at Sunglass Hut. That's the only thing that was true. These people go online and they look at stuff and they try to put stuff together like a conspiracy. None of this is right. My wife was heavily in the church. She was active in the church before she met me. And this is why we get along well, because we both came from a church background. All right, next thing.
The deep dive on him needs to be how before he converted. Oh, I got to pause that. My bad. The deep dive on him needs to be how before he converted to Christianity in 2008, he was with the Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam! God dang. Keep reading, bro. Nation of Islam. That's insane.
Could you imagine Jews finding that out? I have the info, all screenshots of his background. It's now been scrubbed. I told Jews I knew about him going from extreme anti-Israel, Christian, extreme pro-Israel, Zionist. Impossible.
Look at you know how crazy this is. This person said they got screenshots of me being in a Nation of Islam. I'd put my whole company. I ain't never had nothing of the Nation of Islam. Was she trying to say, no, that's Hebrew Israelites. What Nation of Islam? What the? Oh my goodness, dude. I feel bad for him because his source is telling him that I was a part of the Nation of Islam and I was anti-Israel. You know how crazy that is? Dude, before I went to Israel 2 years ago, I thought Israel was a third world country. I had never been out of the country. I thought it was like Afghanistan. I knew nothing about Israel. All right, anyway, let's go to the next one. Hilarious, bro.
This one. I have suspected she's his beard for ages. They don't sleep together. Their 5-year-old son sleeps with her. What normal man would put up with that, especially since he still sets the bed. He's 5 and can't read, write, or go without diapers. I guess she meant wets the bed, probably.
Yeah.
I'll bet he can repeat all of the BS they talk about, and I've said a bunch of her stories and the
Hold on, let's start here. Let's stop here.
All right.
We'll go down.
Got it.
So first of all, my son is not 5. Second of all, my wife and my son, my wife, I don't sleep in the same bed as my wife. And it's not because somehow you got a bad relationship. Anybody that's married for a long time, whatever, you do whatever it takes to have peaceful sleep. I go to sleep at midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And my wife had already put the baby to bed, and she do co-sleep. So we sleep in separate beds. That don't mean nothing to nothing. Grown folk, if they want to get busy, is that what you say? Are you trying to say you sleep in separate beds like you can't get busy? When you want to get busy, you just get busy before you go to bed. Or you get busy after you put the kid to bed. Any rational person is not stupid enough to base your relationship on whether you sleep in the same bed at night. We sleep. How do I care? What do I care? We both sleep. So anyway, that's the only thing that's true. And these people find this out because they watch my wife's stories. And we're not hiding it, man. Many people sleep in different beds if they decide to do that. My kid is not 5. My kid doesn't need diapers. My kid doesn't wet the bed at night. My kid is smarter than every kid that I've ever seen at 4 years old. All right, let's continue.
And I've saved a bunch of her stories and the parenting skills they have. Sad, really, the kid gets hardly any attention. That's crazy. She's such a great mom. Brandon has had to get in a car and come get him a couple times now as he throws fits. Can't really read with the text right there. Stores demanding toys, and Corinne can't handle him at 5. Brandon can't take anyone.
All right, stop right there. We'll get to that part.
It's crazy.
First and foremost, it's a complete lie. I ain't never had to come get my son anywhere. Now, what they do is they follow my wife and then they come up with these lies. He got in trouble at the store. He was throwing a fit. And my wife is not like me. I'll whoop him in the store and drag him by his shirt, by his hair if I had to. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I would if I had to, but I don't have to. But what everybody that got kids know is that dad and mom are different. He threw a fit at that store at Target, and I said, I'm on my way. And that's all I got to say. And he get up and get in the car and do what he's supposed to do. That's one time. This person is completely lying. That never happened. Multiple times. What's the other thing? He gets no attention. These people are so jealous. My wife don't work no more. She's a stay-at-home mom. All she do is stay at the house with my son. All she do is stay there. Everywhere they go, every day, he sleeps in the bed with my wife. He don't get no attention. People look crazy. And you got a person telling you that stuff. Of course, that's probably why he hate me and got to some negative idea. This woman is just making up stuff. You know, that's why I do what I do so my wife can be at home with the kids, with our kids. My oldest kid, he goes to school. But my youngest son, he's homeschooled. She's with him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My wife don't travel. She don't do nothing. We won't even travel without my son. Rarely have we ever traveled without him. So, complete stupidity. All right, read the last part.
When talking smack about his wife or kids.
What man let people talk smack about his wife and kids? Come on, keep going.
And notice how he brings her up a lot lately. Seems like he has no true friends to bounce his feelings off of, which is also crazy.
That's crazy. I notice a husband bring his wife up a lot because he don't have no true friend. Yeah, my wife is the most important person in my life. I got a lot of friends. I smoke cigars with them all the time. I literally am at work most of the time. But yeah, you must don't love your wife if you don't bring your wife up and talk about your wife. No. All right, let's get to the next one because it gets crazier.
Let's see this.
Come on, let's go to the cars. Here you go. This is the cars she say I got.
A red race truck, $150,000. The black.
Hold on. Let's get to that. I do have a lifted red truck. $150,000 is insane. Where did they get that number? I bought that truck in 2020 for $80,000. Yeah. How you get $150 for a 2022 Silverado? I mean, a 2020 Silverado. Where you get? Where they got prices like that at? Let me go work for that dealership. All right, come on. What's the next one?
The black Maserati, which he made a video of to impress Charlie, which is...
Hold on, bro. Don't disrespect me like that. Maserati?
Yeah, dude.
She said a black Maserati. Don't play with me like that. That was a Aston Martin Superleggera. Yeah. So don't disrespect me till I'm driving a Maserati. Aston Martin Superleggera. And nobody's trying to show off. It was a funny video. It went viral and Charlie reviewed it. All right, next one.
Let's see here. And then the red Ferrari and her black G-Wagon.
And you can see that in our videos. I do have a Ferrari, and my wife do have a G-Wagon. And that, to be honest, for you haters out there, that's not the only cars we got. But so if you want to cry about it, then cry yourself a river. But they clearly don't know what they're talking about. What's the next one?
My girlfriend and I chat often about how there kind of cuts off there. I'm not sure what's on the next one, maybe. Oh, lastly for tonight, I think he knocked up Corinne. So they rushed the engagement. Tiny ring he had to put on layaway. Then he made a post of I was going to wait until we were married to announce this, but she made a post and announced it already. Then within months, they post a pic of her and him and the gender reveal and writes, she's halfway through pregnancy.
All right, these people are stupider than three left shoes on an eight-legged man. First of all, I didn't knock up my wife and we got pregnant. We had our kid a year after we were married. Now, my first kid, that was true. You know what I'm saying? So my first son, I was 23 years old and she was pregnant. She was 6 months pregnant when we got engaged. But you clearly they don't know what they're talking about. Clearly that's not Corinne. And clearly nobody know who my baby mama is, my first child's mom. Nobody even knows who she is except if you went to school with us. Made up, totally made it up. The gender reveal. We were already married when we did the gender reveal in the backyard. What are y'all saying, bruh? And if I did knock my wife up before we got married, what am I gonna do, lie? I'll tell you the truth. If we did it, no, we didn't do it. I did it right the second time. The first time I was cutting up. I was in the choir. I had a baby out of wedlock. Why people ain't nobody got to lie, bro. If I'm cutting up, I'm cutting up. But you have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to my wife. All right, what else to say?
She has this is
this is the person who did it.
Yeah.
This is the fake account. Don't play with women. We went and found her account. Keep going. My wife got a ton of stories on here.
Yeah, I think we can skip through here.
Oh, that was just our friend saying she support us.
Yeah, shout out to Camille.
All right, where'd it go?
Let's see.
All right, this is how we end up catching a guy. We'll move on from this. This is how we end up catching a guy. I'll get on that meeting in a minute.
Okay.
This is how we end up catching a guy because he was scrolling on that little box over there, and somebody screen recorded and zoomed in and caught him. All right, keep going. This is another burner account. Keep going. She made like 2 burner accounts, the fake person. Now let's get to the person who she is. This woman. Now, ma'am, why are you doing this? You too old to be lying about people. What information do you have, or why are you putting up information that's a complete farce? You should be ashamed of yourself. We got the lady name on here. That's her right there.
Yeah, right here.
So if y'all want to look at the lady name, I'm not saying go to her house or nothing. Don't do all that because that's silly. But just know we know who you are, lady. And I swear, if there you go, Cynthia Lynn Greenberg. Cynthia, don't play with us. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm done with this. Ian, y'all can send this to Ian. He can screenshot it. You came on a live debating me after you begged to debate me, and I didn't even really know who you were at first. I told you about the proceeds versus profit thing, so you should take the video down. Because I told you, I showed you and proved to you that there's nothing nefarious. Erica, Turning Point, they already apprised of what we're doing. We connect with them. That's the only people that need to really be worried about it. You made a fake video about it, and I proved that to you. You said that I pay for followers. I got it on camera. I said put $100,000 on it, and you definitely wouldn't do it because I'd be $100,000 richer, and I'll go put some hours on a private jet with your money. No, I'll just give it to charity, actually. So this lady who lied to you, the foolish lady who giving you info, I've already made this video disproving everything. You get on there and you keep talking noise about me, I'm going to sue you. I'm not playing. I gave you a chance. You say all that you want to say about me, that's fine. If you disagree with Israel, totally fine. But you out here lying and defaming me and saying I'm trying to do something nefarious with Charlie Kirk's merch, I will sue you. You out here saying I'm buying followers. I clearly showed you and proved it is not true. I'm going to sue you. You post anything that this is a warning to you. You post anything that woman said to you that in this video I've proven to be not true, I'm going to sue you know what I'm saying. Give me the beat button. I'm gonna sue your. There you go. I warned you. Clip this. Your little people gonna clip the video. Clip this. Send it to him. I'm gonna send him a message in the Instagram so he can't say he didn't see it. I'm gonna tell him it's okay to criticize me, man. It's okay to you not like me. I don't care. But don't lie about me. And now that you know the truth and you still got 8 videos up lying about me, you better take the ones down that's been disproven, or I'm going to sue you. And you claim you got a big store and you got this, so you got money, and I'm going to sue you and I'm going to take your money. All right? So you got a family and kids. You don't want to take food out of their mouth. I'm going to bankrupt you if you continue to do it after I've already advised you and I've already proven you wrong, and you know doggone well I ain't buying no followers. You keep pushing lies, you're going to be broke. I just want you to know, because you cannot outdo me in court. Thank you for your attention. All right, I got to get to a call. I love you guys. See you on the next one. I'm out.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm a proud American from my birth.